everyone, Jester Bell is back, and I have just seen Marvel's Shang-Chi. Now, this movie was coming under a lot of fire, I guess, because they were saying that there's no hype around this movie. They were saying no one cares about Shang-Chi. I was saying that there was a lot of speculation that this might be Marvel's first bomb, but of course, being a big Marvel fan, I'm gonna see probably every single Marvel movie they put out until they really spurn me hard. So I went and I saw Shang-Chi, and it was okay. It was not a disaster that people were saying it was going to be. It was not a male Mulan whatsoever. There were criticisms I have with it. I'll get into that from here on out. This is going to be a complete spoiler review, so you've been warned. So let's get into it. Once again, I do think that it was a really big problem that this is a character you have to understand no real connection with the Marvel universe. He is a Marvel character. He's a Marvel character that never took off though. I think he originated in the 70s. He just never took off. He hasn't been a part of any of the major Marvel events. I don't think he's even had a comic appearance for many years. He hasn't been in any of the cartoons or video games. Complete obscure character. Even the Guardians of the Galaxy had some cartoon and video game appearances before their movie, even though I know that Marvel was probably just trying to bring them up. And they seem to be a real fluke. Like, they came out right after the Avengers came out, when the hype for superhero movies and comic book movies was through the roof, couldn't be any higher. And they also happened to just be really unique in how they presented themselves. So for the movie, one of my problems was I was having a bit of a hard time getting invested in these new characters. There wasn't anything bad about it. They were fine. Like, they weren't immoral characters that they want you to like. That's a problem I see in a lot of new characters these days, where the characters themselves are pretty awful, but they keep telling you that you have to like them. I never got the impression that of being told that, oh, you have to like this character, beyond obviously they want you to be invested in these new people because they're going to be major characters going forward. So I thought that the movie had it was solid. Like, you can go see it if you want to. You can wait to see it on Disney Plus if you want to. The story, I thought it felt more Disney than Marvel, if that makes sense. That Disney has a certain formula that it uses, and Marvel is largely taking from stories that have already had proven success from the comics, like Infinity Gauntlet and Iron Man's origin story and the Avengers and stuff like that. This just felt far more Disney to me, like a lot of the choices they made. Again, spoilers from here on out. So if you are a fan of the Mandarin, I feel very bad for you, because this is supposed to be the movie that fixes him, and it really does not. Once again, Disney-style choices. The Mandarin is supposedly a guy who's lived for thousands and thousands of years thanks to the Ten Rings power. He meets a woman and falls in love, and really, I thought this was one of the weaker moments. I thought it was really a silly moment when they met in the beginning, and it starts a family. She is murdered by people that he attacked long ago, which sends him on a backslidden path. So he trains Shang-Chi to be an assassin as his son, to kill the people who murdered his mother. And so Shang-Chi, his character arc in the film is basically finding who he is, whether he's more like his mother or his father. And that's my biggest criticism with the film. I did not think it was a very strong character arc. It was very much in the background of who he was through the entire thing. And I think if you're presenting these as new characters we really need to be invested in as major characters, the next Avengers, then you need something much stronger than this. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was stronger than this. I thought even the Ant-Man movie was, I'd say even Ant-Man, I just liked his character a bit better. What's good is I think they're likable actors who are playing these characters, and this movie had a lot of comedy, which I think actually worked. Like, it set up its own tone. A lot of people criticize Marvel for its comedy. I think that it's damaged a lot of their movies when they rely on comedy too much. This one kind of set its tone, was going to be a little more comedic from the beginning, and kept with it. So it's consistent within itself, so that was good. So I thought that Simu Lee, I cannot pronounce his name. I'm blanking on it. I thought ever since the beginning, I've thought he's a likable actor, and I think that he's good in the role. I just don't think that his arc is strong enough. Aquafina, she might be annoying to some people. I thought she was really she was good here. She was good as this kind of the funny female sidekick. Once again, I thought that the Mandarin element, that he's just missing his wife and is just kind of going insane to try to do these things, but he's really not all that bad, even though he's killed thousands of people throughout thousands of years. I thought that was a very Disney choice, and I thought Aquafina was a very Disney choice. This is the way you would tell stories through Disney, not so much Marvel. It just felt far more Disney than Marvel. It's probably because the character is so obscure. I really like the visuals in this movie. I thought that there were some good, like, there's a maze that they go through in the movie, and that kind of chase sequence I thought was very well done. The CGI on the animals was not as good, which was surprising. I thought that the fight scenes in this movie were very well done. Like, the bus scene in the beginning, and if you zoom in, you can see that Shang-Chi's basically, like, there's a moment where he kind of loses his sweater, takes it off, and then he flips it back on while he's still fighting, and that was very well done. There's a scene very reminiscent of The Dark Knight where they're fighting outside of a building, and there's kind of the scaffold they're fighting on. Once again, very entertaining fight scenes to watch, and I think that's important because a lot of times fight scenes just become so generic and so muddled, you're just kind of turning your brain off. The fight scenes were actually entertaining in this movie. I enjoyed I enjoyed Shang-Chi's sister in this movie a lot. She is being set up to be perhaps a new villain or anti-hero. Big spoiler, she's revealed that she takes over the Ten Rings by the end, after she, earlier in the movie, was revealed to have kind of her own kind of battle royale for different people to come and fight in, where you see Abomination and Wong, who comes back later. We'll talk about that. And it was very, I cannot remember her name, but there's a character from DC Comics who I'm just blanking on right now, from the DCAU, and she owns like her own underground fight match for different superheroes and different powered people, and that was very reminiscent of that in this movie, and so I really like that, and I'm interested to seeing what comes of that and that character going forward. That I liked that this movie, unlike a lot of the Disney Plus shows and a lot of things, I did not feel that it tore down anything to build anything else up. I thought that the characters were good, that you could actually root for them, even though I wanted a little bit more development on them. So I'll talk about the post-credit scene now. The post-credit scene really surprised me because you see Shang-Chi and Aquafina, I forgot her name, Katie in the movie. They are taken by Wong to the Sanctum Sanctorum, I think, and they are studying the Ten Rings, and Dr. Banner is there, not as Professor Hulk, but as Dr. Banner, and Captain Marvel is there, and they say that they cannot identify the Ten Rings as any element on Earth or through the universe that Captain Marvel knows of, but they know that they are sending out a beacon, and they don't know where that beacon is from. And that could be a lot of different things. That could be just a setup for a sequel of this movie. That could be, there was a theory that we had that it could be referencing the multiverse, because they keep playing the song Hotel California throughout the movie as a joke, and it's played at the end right after the post-credit scene as a joke. But I was told that that song references the devil in hell. That could reference Mephisto. I don't want to really go there because we already went through all those theories with WandaVision, but we'll see. That could be what it was. I was very excited by the post-credit scene just to see some familiar faces, which might just speak to how so this movie was. Like I said, at the end of the movie, I was like, that wasn't bad. That wasn't a disaster. That was just fine. Am I ready for a sequel? No, I'm not really looking forward to a sequel. There just wasn't enough there for me to just love these characters so much I want a sequel. It's more like, oh, they're fine, and I won't mind seeing them again throughout the Marvel Universe. They're just fine additions, but I'm not, like, at the end of Black Panther, I was like, I want a sequel. At the end of this movie, I was not feeling that way. I wish I got more from it. RIP Mandarin fans, like, they said they would fix him, and they still did not fix him. I feel like fans of the Mandarin are just gonna feel a little bit more slapped in the face after this movie, but as of now, Shang-Chi did not devastate Marvel like people thought it would. Now, is it going to carry the box office? So far, it's doing well. I think it's going to drop off, though, because I think there is still a core Marvel fan base like me who's going to go see every movie no matter what. But I think casual audiences might not be as interested in a brand new character like this. So that's my review of Shang-Chi. Did you see the movie? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Comments below. I have more videos on the way this week, and I will see you next time.